just want to finish off. Let's talk about how many changes we think we're going to make for the RZ game. Obviously, we've made a host of changes, particularly in the second game of the Europa League against Ferencvaros. Do you feel like it's going to be a similar lineup? How many changes do you think there'll be from the game against West Ham?
Well, I think that we'll probably make about 4. I don't think he'll go as much as he did in the Coventry game and the Fulham game last season, where the wholesale changes kind of like we got found out a bit too much there. So I'll hope he doesn't. But I think if you was to put in, Dragusin's only got 1 match game ban, I think.
He's back. He's back now, yeah.
So I'd have him in. I'd probably just arrest the most important hamstrings in world football. And then I wouldn't change Vicario. I think we've tried that and that doesn't work. I'd like to see us go in the market actually for a real decent backup there. I wouldn't. I think. I don't know what he'll do about the fullbacks. Porro could still do a job and still be okay for Palace, I think. So wouldn't necessarily change that. I think that it'll change. Maybe might even change Solanke for Richarlison. We might see, although just to give him some minutes, and if he's back, maybe he'll change that. And I'd love to see, as much as I love Sonny, I'd love to see Sonny taken out for Mikey Moore to give Sonny a rest and give Mikey Moore them minutes, because he looks not just brilliant on the pitch, but off the field, the way he talks, the maturity. Keep giving him them minutes in them European games, and we're going to have someone there breathing down the neck that's going to be a lot better than Werner for me. And you probably mix up that midfield, because we just said about the 6, and there's so many changes that we can make without dropping too much of how good we are going to be in that midfield. I don't know if Albergville's up after his knock, but I'd still probably like to see him in there. And so I think 4 changes, maybe 4 to 5 maximum, but without losing too much quality.
I think I'm looking at more changes than that. And if I'm going to say the team that I want, it probably raise a few eyebrows, but I think we can get past this team, particularly at home. I mean, I'd agree with you. I'd put Vicario in goal. Centre backs I'll probably put as Davis and Dragusin. Right back Porro, left back Gray. I put Bentancur in the 6 alongside Sarr and Bergvall. And then in the front 3, I'd put Werner. I know you won't like to hear that, but Werner on the left, Moore on the right, and Richarlison up top. That's probably the lineup I would play. Would you agree?
I would go, because there's a fine balance, isn't there? Because I feel like you make too many changes, all of a sudden you can be a bit disjointed and people aren't, you're not unused to each other. But thankfully, we have had 2 games already in Europa League where we've made a few changes. So hopefully the players that we bring in should be a bit more up to speed. But, Richarlison's been out and stuff like that. But I would go Vicario in goal, Gray right back, Davis left back, probably go Dragusin and Romero, I think. Then I'd go Bentancur, depending on Bergvall's fitness. If Bergvall's fit, I would start him.
Well, he was on the bench, wasn't he?
Who?
Bergvall.
He was on the bench. So if he's fit enough to be on the bench, I'll probably start him. If not, I'd start Maddison, because he only played 45 minutes on the weekend. So I'd start him with Sarr. And then I'd go, Moore on the right. Werner on the left. And I guess I would start Richarlison. If he's not fully fit to play, an hour, then I would start Solanke and bring Richarlison on earlier than we brought him on the weekend. But if we can give Solanke a rest, I would, because his freshness and his aggression and his work ethic is so important at front line. We need him fresh every week, I feel. It's so important with that pressing. And if the more we can get Richarlison up to speed, the better. So if Richarlison can play an hour, I would start him. If he can't play an hour, I would start Solanke and I would play Richarlison off the bench.
He does have previous, doesn't he? Like, even just 45 minutes. If he has 40, because he said Udogie only had 45 minutes in his legs. And he played him only for 45 minutes and took him off at half time. So I wouldn't be mad if he did that with Richarlison as well.
Yeah, true. If that's the case, I'll probably play Solanke first half just to get the game won, if we can. And then play Richarlison second half. Yeah.
Score prediction, James, for the weekend? For Thursday night?
Score prediction, I think we're going to get a clean sheet, which is strange, but I'm going 3-0 really, and I'm up for Richie getting a couple. That would be amazing. What you're saying just then about Solanke, when he got the injury, we did lose that a little bit, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
We lose
100%,
definitely, big time.
So I would like to see him rested actually, and I think Richarlison can definitely do a job against AZ. So. 3-0 Richie to get a couple, and these players starting to realise that these squad players can get quite a bit of minutes is enough to push them through. Yeah, I'm going 3-0 with about 4 to 5 changes.
And Troy Parrott, is he going to do anything?
Oh yeah. Well,
Clearly not, because we're keeping a clean sheet.
No, he won't score. He started off all right there, hasn't he? I mean, you guys know a bit more than me, but he banged a few goals.
I know. In one game, he got 4 goals.
I think he's on 5 goals, second top goal scorer in the Eredivisie.
All right. Yeah, but I think all of them quite a lot of them come in one game, didn't they?
Yeah, 4 in one game, I think.
He got 1 in Europa League as well.
Oh, did he?
5 goals and 5 goals in the.
He'll get a nice warm reception at the Spurs Stadium, that's for sure.
Yeah. What's their results? Is it a draw and a win? What have they done so far?
They lost,
mid-table.
Yeah, they lost to Athletic Bilbao 2-0.
Yeah.
And
I think they've won one game.
Where's the other one? Oh, they lost to. Oh no. Where is it? And they beat Elfsborg 3-2.
Yeah.
They're actually on a run of 4 straight defeats. AZ Alkmaar.
Yeah, they're at the bottom of the table. I saw.
They lost to PSV 2-1, Sittard 1-0, Bilbao 2-0, and Utrecht 2-1. So they're actually on really bad form. They're 5th in the table.
5th?
Okay.
Yeah.
5th after that. They must have been flying at first.
They were down the bottom.
No, they're 5th.
And there's 5 in the league.
Maybe it's the form table I was looking at.
They're 5th in the Eredivisie on 16 points.
Or maybe it's Europa League I'm looking at.
Level points with Ajax in 3rd. So, yeah, they were actually on really good form start of the season, and it's dropped off now. So hopefully we can capitalise on that.
Do you see Troy as a danger man? Or if not, who do you see as a danger man? Is there anybody there that you've seen that we have to be concerned on, do you think, from their side? Or
there's a guy called Ibrahim Sadiq who's scored 4 goals and got 3 assists this season. I've never seen him play. I can't say I watch AZ Alkmaar week in, week out. But if you're judging by the stats, in the top 4 goal scorers in the Eredivisie, Troy Parrott's 3rd and this guy's 4th. So they do score quite a few goals.
Okay.
Yeah,
you still have the clean sheet.
They're 18th in the Europa League table. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
And that would still actually qualify, wouldn't it? With a knockout.
It would. I think the top 24 qualify. But yeah, obviously Tottenham sit 3rd in the Europa League table at the moment. So if we get this win, we're essentially like a few. If we get this win, we're probably 1 win away from like top 8. To be honest.
Yeah.
It's so it puts us in a really good position.
It's interesting this because we haven't got much to go against. We don't quite know. You know, like with relegation in the Premier League, we know what kind of points we need to get to, and we kind of know, don't we, how many points they need. But this, we don't really know. But you're right. I think another 2 wins and we're there. Just one last question, just for you guys, I want to ask: who do you see as like the danger teams for picking this cup? Because I do see us as a massive chance winning this now. And there's a few teams that are like, I think Galatasaray, Roma, for me. But from you guys, who do you see as the ones to challenge?
I think number 1 would be Bilbao. Okay. I think Bilbao look like a really strong team. They haven't started the Europa League campaign that well, actually. They're sitting in 12th with 4 points from the first 2 games, which are unbeaten still, which is, I guess, is fair. But I'm looking at the teams in it. Roma have started it really badly with only 1 point.
They're 5th in La Liga, aren't they? So they're doing quite well in La Liga.
Yeah, they lost to Inter at home over the weekend. I think Bilbao are probably the number 1 team to look out for. Lazio have started it really well.
Lazio, that's it. Obviously Man U, but they're not anything to worry about, I think.
Nah, we'll smash Man U.
Lyon are a bit of a wild card because they've got good players, but players like Lacazette and Church and
they've started with 2 wins.
And like they're a bit of a wild card, but also you'd just be very disappointed if we lost to Lyon, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I also think a bit of a wild card could be Galatasaray, just because Osimhen's there. They obviously got 100 points last year in the Turkish league, but they did go out of the qualifying to young boys for the Champions League, so they can't be that good if they didn't win that tie. So, but they do have very good players. You saw how they beat Man United last year, I think twice in the Champions League. So they're a bit of a wild card as well, I would say. But, I don't think anyone's going to... Obviously, Porto, they're a good team as well. Can't rule them out. But
they're already
favourites.
They're already 8 points above Mourinho's Fenerbahce, Galatasaray in the league. Already 8 points. Yeah.
Yeah, mad. Frankfurt as well, by the way, are doing. They've got Omar Mamouche is doing so well.
Yeah.
In the Bundesliga at the moment. So Frankfurt, not to be seen. So there's a few good teams.
Yeah,
Don't get me
yeah.
wrong, there's a few like decent teams, but there's no one like challenging for league titles here. There's no.
We shouldn't fit anyone. We should fit no one in
no
this
one
competition.
And also, there's no Champions League dropouts as well this time. So there's no team dropping that could, because apparently out of like the last since the Europa League has come in, I think over 50% or something has been Champions League dropouts who have won the competition. So not having them there is a massive advantage.
Yeah. I think with Galatasaray, they're dangerous, but I think they're more dangerous at their ground. You take them into a neutral ground, and I don't think the potency's there with that. But yeah, there is I think I'm in agreement with Bilbao. I think they're going to be up there, aren't they? They're going to be towards the knockout stages, and I think Roma, although they've started badly, I think they're something to watch.
Yeah. I just don't fancy Nico Williams coming up against the holes that we leave at fullback. I just don't fancy that too much. But I still think we can do a job of them for sure. I think we can hurt them as much as they can hurt us. It'll be an interesting game of football if we do come across them. But you playing at the ground this weekend on Thursday?
Yeah. So then on Thursday, I will be at Shelf Bar, which is level 1, block 120, pre and post game. Yeah, I'll be there.
Awesome.
Samuel Lynch says you should be the opener for Oasis. Come on, you Spurs. Have you got the call yet? We know. We saw Liam tweet out, "Come on, you Spurs" the other day when they were playing Arsenal. Maybe there's a bit of synergy there between you and
that was his like cryptic Glastonbury headliner thing. Like, who's going to be supporting?
That's his cryptic call that James Black is going to be supporting. Yeah, come on.
Well, there's going to be a reform, isn't there? So me and Sandro, we're getting back together. So
exactly.
I saw that with Yorkshire Spurs. That looked brilliant night. That looked like a proper brilliant night.
Oh, it's just like a bunch of mates now. It's real fun, and Dawson's amazing. And I know sort of Ledley's family as well. So I surprised Ledley with his on his birthday. I
saw that, yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's awesome. It was amazing. So that's 2 gigs we've done, and we're going to do Portsmouth together on November the 8th. Me and
incredible. I know we got a good friend of ours who's part of the Portsmouth fan club, so maybe we'll come and join him and see you down in Portsmouth. But we also got a members chat here from Charlie Vale saying, "It's James again. I just saw him this past Saturday." So another one of your fans in the chat here, Charlie Vale.
Hello, Charlie.
But I think that is all we have time for today. So I want to thank you, James, for coming on today. Please do remember to check James's social media for his EP coming out on Friday. Obviously, all the money raised will be going to Tottenham Food Bank. So an unbelievable cause. So credit to you, James, for helping them out there. But thank you for coming on today.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it, lads, and I'll hope to see you again soon. And let me know when you want me back on. I'll be well up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope to get you on very, very soon. But everyone, if you're going to the stadium as well, go and check out James and his brilliant music before and after the game. But thank you also everyone in the chat for sticking around with us for this hour. We'll see you all very soon. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.